Welcome back, students. Today we are going to do with the chapter 1.6 Into the Wild. I am referring to page 59 of the textbook, and today we are going to focus on part 2 of the chapter 1.6 Tracking the Panther of Nagarhole. Okay, now if you see, this paragraph solely focuses on Shaz Jung. Now, Shaz Jung, who is Shaz Jung? Shaz Jung is a wildlife photographer, cinematographer, a big cat tracker. Cat tracker is actually the one who traces the leopards or the tigers. Man animal conflict resolution seeker, which means a person who tries to solve the disagreement between a man and animals. The lodge owner, so he is a complete package in himself. When he is away now, what he says is mostly he is in and around the jungles of Nagarhole, but if he is not there in the jungles, then where do you find him? You will find him taking photography safaris in Africa, or showcasing means to show or display his work of art somewhere in the cities, or speaking to the people who are very much interested in wildlife and conserving them. Okay, now what made him take this career? How did he start off? He says actually he had a career in finance, but then he says he recalls with great clarity the incident that ultimately led to answering the calls of the felines. That what made him shift his attention towards felines. Felines is actually the cat family, belonging to the cat family. So you could say the cats, actually the cats, and the leopards or the tigers. It was around sunset. We were at the junction and the deers were calling. So this is where his attention has drifted. And we went around a blind turn, he says. A blind turn is somewhere a road which is, you cannot see the way ahead, because somewhere it's being obstructed. Some turn are like that, you cannot see what is ahead. There's a sharp turn. And what does he notice? He sees an old leopard, and he has observed him. You could tell that he was past his prime. Past his prime meaning somewhere he is not that very active, he's become very old. The leopard has turned old, and the jungle had taken a toll on him. So once these animals like tiger, lion, they grow old, they find it very difficult to find a prey for themselves, and that's how life becomes real tough for them. He only had 3 canines. Canines are actually dogs, and his eyes were sagging. So you could see that this particular leopard is aging. And besides this big leopard, old leopard, there is another leopard which happens to be young. You could make out that he is a good looking male, as soon into his prime. He is young, but then definitely he is also going to be on the track. He is also turning old. And then next morning, the author, that is Shaz Jung, goes there. What does he find? He finds that this young leopard is sitting on the high rock, and you could see the blood is gushing out of his mouth, dripping from a gash across his face. Gash meaning a long cut. There was a cut on his face, and the blood was dripping down. And therefore now he declares very proudly that he is the king of the jungle. So it's like, the new king has taken over the throne, sits proudly over there. So Shaz Jung has taken a number of photographs of various leopards. So the leopard, he calls him the victor. The leopard name is Scarface, as Shaz named him. Not only made Shaz famous because of his photography. Shaz is a well-known ace photographer. He's real famous, and he is known for that. This has led to a Shaz enviable reputation. Envy meaning to become jealous of. So he has achieved a certain status that in photography, as a chronicler of the wild. Chronicler meaning somebody who keeps a record of the past. He has taken so many photographs. Then not only he has taken photographs, what he says is he has discovered his mates, he has discovered his nemesis. Nemesis is enemies. Who are the mates, the friends, or the enemies of the leopards? They are the tigers actually. So then he discovered the current protagonist. Protagonist is the hero. Okay, so he has come across Saya while tracking Scarface. Saya is the world's first Black Panther. And there are a series of documents which are being taken. He says he has captured on the camera, and he proudly says he has collected a precious footage. Footage is he has a good record of photographs of the panther being taken, and on the panther's life. So he names he tells us a few names of the leopards like the Saya, Scarface, and Pardus, and learning from them, he has done a lot of research, and what he has learned about the loss of habitat. Habitat is a natural surrounding where they live. Okay, so now he has tried to create the Buffer Conflict Resolution Trust of India, which is BCRTI. Now, what was the purpose of forming such an organization? He says it is to educate villagers who live on the fringe of the forest. Fringe meaning on the edge. So there is no much difference between a forest and the village area, and it is to educate them on the importance of conservation, animal conservation, because when man encroaches the forest area, the animals are left without their own territory, and that's why they start attacking human beings. We've heard many a times. So he says we are at the heart of the man and animal conflict zones. This has created to a conflict, a fight between man and animal. We have heard many times elephants entering into the field and destroying the plantain and the rice. The wild animals entering into the village area and taking away the chickens, goats. They have been creating nuisance always for the villagers. So there is no specific buffer zone. So there should be a land which is dedicated specifically for the forest area, so that the animals don't jump over and come into the village area. In dry season, elephants, as I said, commonly this is a problem, that the wild elephants, the wild boar, they enter into the field and they cause a lot of destruction. The older leopards like Pardus, who have lost the territory in the forest, then they carry away the livestock. They could carry away the small chickens, they could carry away the goats, small cows, they all do that. So what this has created resentment. Resentment is anger among the villagers, because it's their loss. Because of this, the villagers have to face a lot of loss. Another intention of making this particular trust, or what you say, an organization, was to make them understand the importance of tourism. Tourism industry brings in a lot of money. So he tried to make them understand that let's put this tourist currency into use. Okay, so now SHAS provides locals with vocational training. Vocational training is something to do, give them a training which would help them in bringing up their occupation or trade. Give them some kind of a formal training, like help them raise animals, domestic animals. It's our duty to preserve the forest, the birds and the animals in the forest, and in the long run they are also earning money, because tourists would come to see these birds and animals. The visitors at the resort are welcome to volunteer. If the visitors also can come and teach these locals some skill which will help them to earn some kind of money. It is their choice. They can come and teach them. Okay, so that they can find employment. Now they are in the village, apart from agriculture and raising animals, what other source of income do they have? They don't have any other source of income. So if they are taught some skill which can be applied and they can find themselves a job in the cities, that would be well and good. This is for some specific few people, not all of them, because we need people also to look after agriculture and horticulture or the animal husbandry. Okay, then there is a local agriculturist. His name is Made Gowda. He is trained at BCRTI. He is one of the persons who has been trained at this organization. Now he is called a certified naturalist. Naturalist is a person who is taking interest in natural history. Okay, so and he is employed by the Bison. The Bison is actually again a training center. Now Made Gowda, he recollects the fact that in the past I have lost almost 80% of the season's yield of sugarcane to such an animal attack. So this is absolutely normal and common among the villages to find such wild animals causing destruction to their fields. But then now see, he has learned that animals are equally important, and it is very essential that we try to protect these species, because sooner or later these species are going to get extinct. See, he is one of the persons who has been living there almost 35 years, and he says, now I know, this is the realization that has come to him, and he says, now I know where the animals are, and I realize I can guide the visitors, because he knows each and everything, which animal is found at what time. He can guide the tourist, and tourist can pay him for that. And so in such a way animals are paying him back. So now his perception has changed. Earlier he used to beat them or flee them away, but then now he tries to protect these animals because the animals are repaying him. Okay, then he happily says that the animals have taught him several other things which wouldn't have come to his mind, or which he wouldn't have realized. Okay, and what are these? He says, for instance, listening is a sense far more important than sight. Okay, I won't say listening is equally important, but then seeing is also important. Now the things which cannot be seen with eyes can be heard. If you concentrate and listen very carefully, you can hear the sounds of the forest, sounds of the birds, of the animals, of the small insects. Okay, this something which we tend to miss. So they are communicating, although we don't understand the language of the forest, but yes, they are talking to us, they are communicating, and for this we require our sixth sense, we would say. You have to be very alert, and moreover you have to be interested in that. Okay, through the voices of birds and animals. Tracking an animal also teaches you life lessons. What does he says? The first point, the black panther has taught me patience. See, you might not find an animal at the first glance. You might have to go around, search for it, be cautious, look around and enjoy it. So it requires a lot of patience. And the next thing is, never stop discovering. Okay, forest, it's such a big wonderful place, full of treasures. Okay, so if you go, you can go and try and explore many more things, but as I said, you got to be real adventurous for it. And there are just so many amazing experiences to learn and share in this world. So not only just enjoy them yourselves, you can also share it to the world. You have seen some of the wonderful pictures coming over of the beautiful sceneries. These, yes, so this is all the work of the photographers that they have captured and they have shared it with the world. So this is all about the wonderful experience about the forest area. Yes, it is difficult, it is challenging, but it is equally enjoying. So I hope you understood this chapter. Thank you.